can license your assets to somebody for a specified period of time, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on the type of agreement you go into. And even when you license, do you know you can still make money while you have license? If you're an old subscriber on my page, I just want to say thank you for subscribing and always staying with me. And if you're a new subscriber, you're in for a good ride because I make educational videos on legal rights. I'm a Nigerian, I stay in Nigeria, and I work in and out of Nigeria. Out of Nigeria, it means that I work remotely. But then I also love making videos, teaching people about their rights. This is one of my passion, one of my passions. So me doing this is me expressing my passion to you. The topic I'm about to treat today is a legal topic that people use these terms interchangeably, but it's not meant to be so. You're not meant to use those terms interchangeably. But lack of legal knowledge, or should I say lack of substantial legal knowledge, makes people make this sort of mistake. But I'm about to clear that mistake in this video. Assignment and licensing. These are two legal terms that are used in major agreements, especially agreements that has to do with transfer of tangible and intangible assets. Now, before I come to assignment and licensing, let me first of all explain what tangible and intangible assets is all about. Now, let's start with tangible assets. Tangible assets are assets that you can see, you can feel them, you can touch them, and they have value. Example of tangible assets are landed properties. So if you're into real estate, you'll understand that lands are tangible assets. The second example are equipments. Equipments that have value, equipments that run into millions of naira, millions of dollars. Those are tangible assets. Just think of anything that you own that can be given to somebody else that has value. You know that when you are selling it to somebody else, it has high value. Now, intangible assets are things that you cannot see them, but they are there, they have value. The first thought that comes to people's mind when they think of intangible assets are intellectual property rights. Yes, so we have copyrights, we have industrial designs, we have trademarks, we have patents, we have franchise. These are intangible assets. You can also add stocks, shares, bonds. What else can you add? What else can you add? What else can you add? You can also add treasury bills, commercial papers. These are intangible assets. So now that we've understood, I would say it is we because, like I said, this is a passion to me and I would like to give it back. I'm doing this as a give back to people. So I wanted that it's not only me speaking, but it's also you understanding and being carried along. So I would always include we. It's a we thing, man. It's a we thing. So now that we've understood what tangible and intangible assets is all about, if you did not understand it, you can go back, rewatch that part to understand it very well. The next thing to understand is the crux of this video, which is assignment and licensing. Now, when it comes to assigning of assets, you can assign both the tangible and the intangible assets because they have value. Now, assignment is you as the owner of these assets. Let's say you're the owner of this asset. You are assigning it to somebody else through an agreement. If you've watched my previous videos, I am always clamoring on entering into legal agreements. When you write out your assets, when you write out that this is what I'm giving to this next person, you get to know what exactly you are doing or what exactly you give out. You get to also put limitations on how that thing can be used or not used. And I'm not just talking about assets, but those that have been into agreement or have gone into agreement in time past, you will understand what I'm talking about. So when I say entering into agreement, always have it in mind that I'm not primarily referring to oral agreements. I'm talking about written agreements. So let's go back to the main part of this. We're talking about assignment. So let's say you want to assign your rights to somebody through an agreement. If you're assigning your rights to somebody, it means that you as the assigner, yes, you're called the assigner, the person you're assigning that rights to is called the assignee. You as the assigner, once you assign that right, you cannot at any point come back to claim ownership of that right. Now let's talk about licensing. Licensing your right is the opposite of assigning your rights. When you license your right, it means that you are still reserving part of that right to you. The reversionary interest still belongs to you. You can license your assets to somebody for a specified period of time, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on the type of agreement you go into. And even when you license, do you know you can still make money while you have license. Yes, you can go into an agreement with them that this right you have licensed to them or franchised to them, it is for a certain number of years, 10, 15, 20 years. And each year, any amount they make on that franchise name, you're getting 5 or 10% of it. But after a certain number of years, that their right to that name expires and it comes back to you. You can decide to go into a fresh agreement with them on new terms for them to continue using it, but it does not belong to them. It is yours. You have the reversionary interest. You have the right. And you see that franchise, you can also give it to someone else, 3 or more parties to use. That is licensing. Licensing gives you the liberty to duplicate a right to different people or different businesses, unlike assignment, whereby it is one person you give it to and that's it. You cannot duplicate it to other persons or businesses. So hopefully, if you're about to sign an agreement and you see the name license or assign, you get to understand what it means after watching this video. Watch this video to understand. You get to understand what it means and you get to know the type of rights you're giving away. You get to hold that option. It is an option. It is a right. You get to know that this is my right and I choose to either give it away totally or I give it away partly. So if you watch this video to this extent, it means that you enjoyed this video and it means that you've learned something, because that is the main cruise of this video, for you to learn. That's my greatest joy, that you come here, you learn, and you apply it to your business or to your life. Okay, if you want to watch more of this content, subscribe, support me so that I would do more of this content. Thank you very much and have a blessed day. Amen.